What's happening, guys? This is Speedy Spectrum, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Stadium 2. In the last episode, we defeated 3 Kanto Gym Leaders, and in this episode we are going to defeat 3 more, starting off with the CELADON Gym Leader Erika, the mistress of grass Pokemon. And I have plenty of attacks that can deal with grass Pokemon, so I'm pretty confident going into this fight. Here we go with round 4. Seeing flowers in a garden is so soothing. I have to agree with that. I've done my fair share of gardening throughout my life, and it's easily one of the most relaxing recreational activities you can do. But I'm afraid that Erika's flowers are about to be uprooted because I'm leading off with my Ho-Oh. But I'll also bring Mewtwo and Machamp, just in case that Chansey shows up.
It's a battle against Erika of the CELADON Gym, a trainer of grass-type Pokémon. Don't let her graceful demeanor fool you. She'll be greeting the challenger with a stable of tough Pokémon.
And all of those Pokemon love to put you to sleep, but more on that later. She's leading off with Tangela, grass type, holding a Quick Claw, Sleep Powder, Slam, Solar Beam, and Giga Drain. Erika's main strategy is to put you to sleep, and then use powerful attacks like Solar Beam to finish you off. And it looks like she's switching out for Vaporeon? Yes, indeed! Vaporeon is a water type, holding a scope lens with the moves Rest, Surf, Bite, and Sleep Talk, and it got burned, which is really nice. I'm going to, throw out a sunny day so I can one-shot this Vaporeon with Solar Beam. The downside is that a good number of Erika's Pokemon know Solar Beam as well, so that might end up being a double-edged sword for me, but we'll see what happens. Thankfully, that Surf didn't do much damage, and man did I get really lucky with that burn. Let's hit it with another Solar Beam to see if we can get rid of it. So we know she's got Tangela as one of her Pokemon, but as to what her third is going to be, I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's not Chansey. Uh-oh. Oh, you are a jerk. You are a jerk with a capital J. Now that Vaporeon has used Rest, its HP has fully restored and it's going to remain asleep for 2 turns. So that means it's helpless, right? Wrong, because Vaporeon has Sleep Talk, which allows it to use one of its moves while it's asleep. So it's going to use Bite now. But that's not really much of an issue for me because Ho-Oh's got plenty of defense to tank almost every kind of attack, with the exception of a rock attack, mind you. But I still want to get rid of this Vaporeon quickly. And that is it. Yeah, Vaporeon took a lot more hits than I thought, but I guess that's to be expected. It is a bulky water type. In fact, it was one of the original bulky water types, along with Slowbro and Suicune. So now we've got Bellossom to tangle with. Bellossom is a grass Pokemon, holding a Focus Band, Sleep Powder, Return, Moonlight, and Giga Drain. If memory serves, I believe Moonlight is only 50% effective in the sun. And even more unfortunate is the fact that it hung on with its Focus Band. Oh, you fell asleep. Poorly done, Ho-Oh. Alright, let's see if we can wake up from this sleep. There's really nothing else I can do because Ho-Oh is the best Pokemon I have to deal with this Bellossom. And now it's just going to replenish all of its HP with Moonlight. Okay, maybe I was incorrect. Maybe Moonlight doesn't weaken in the sun. So that's 2 turns that have passed, and Bellossom is once again going to heal its HP with Moonlight. Aside from that, it's got Return and Giga Drain, two attacks in particular that I'm not real worried about. And that's the third turn I've been asleep. And it's going to go for the return. How much damage is that going to deal? Not much. So I don't have too much to worry about. The only thing I really need to be concerned... Ah, finally! Finally you woke up. And we're going to unleash Sacred Fire upon Bellossom. Ah, you're burned. That's a lot better than hanging on with a focus band, I must say. But now that I'm awake, it's probably... Oh, no! I was worried it was going to hang in there, but no, the burn kills it. That Bellossom was really resilient, I have to say, but that's mainly because it got lucky with the focus band. Tangela is back in the arena, and I am not too worried about this because one Sacred Fire and this thing's going down. That is if it doesn't put me to sleep first. And again I fall asleep. This is what makes Erika a really annoying opponent. She will stall for as long as possible, and Venusaur in particular knows Leech Seed as well as Sleep Powder. So if that happens, you're probably going to have to switch out, because you don't want your HP getting drained turn after turn. Another really annoying Pokemon that she has is Jumpluff, which is a little bit like her Bellossom, only it's a lot better because it's got Synthesis instead of Moonlight. And it's powering up for Solarbeam. It wants to finish me off at one fell swoop, but that's not going to happen. Sacred Fire, burn baby burn. And burn it did. That is it for Tangela. And that is it for Erika. Not exactly a clean sweep. I definitely had some hiccups along the way, but that's because I got unlucky with some of the held items that her Pokemon had. Oh, how foolish of me. How foolish of me to underestimate you, because that was a little bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. Well, we're halfway through our journey in the Kanto Gym Leader Castle. Up next is the leader of FUCHSIA Gym. Not Koga, but Janine, his daughter, since Koga is now a member of the Elite Four. But just like Erika, I think my team is perfectly suited to take on Janine. I know you're tough. This is deadly serious. And just like her father, Janine uses poison Pokemon. And just like her father, she's packing a lot of poison. Obviously, Mewtwo is going to be the star player here, but I will also bring Machamp and Starmie in case things look grim.
The opponent this time is Janine of FUCHSIA Gym. She inherited her outstanding battle smarts from her father, Koga. Let's see if the challenger's Pokemon can withstand being poisoned here.
Now, in the regular games, Janine was by far the easiest gym leader because her Pokemon were at lower levels. I don't know if that's going to be the case here, but in theory I should be okay. She's leading off with Crobat, Poison Flying type, holding a King's Rock, with the moves Toxic, Confuse Ray, Bite, and Mean Look. Yes, indeed, it is the return of Toxic and Stall Tactics. But unlike her father, Janine throws Attract in the mix, and that can get really irritating, because you don't want your attacks failing over and over again, because then the poison's going to kill you. However, if you have a Pokemon with no gender, like Mewtwo or Magnemite, or any Pokemon without a gender for that matter, this battle becomes a lot easier. Particularly if you have a Steel type. That's the best type to use against Janine because they're impervious to poison techniques. Anyway, her second Pokemon is Tentacruel. Water Poison type, holding a Miracle Berry, Toxic, Attract, Supersonic, and Surf. Tentacruel is surprisingly high special defense. Case in point, I couldn't one-hit KO it. And it's also rather fast as well. But I'm going to hit this thing with a Thunderbolt to get rid of it. You'll also want to be careful of Supersonic for obvious reasons. Tentacruel is definitely one of her more annoying Pokemon due to the variety of status ailments it can inflict on you. But so far, Janine is proving to be a very easy opponent, just as she was in the Game Boy games. Next up is Weezing. Poison type, holding a focus band, toxic, attract, swagger, and rollout. Weezing is a physical wall. Don't bother with physical attacks. Instead, special moves are the way to go. Things like Psychic. Oh, but it hung on with its focus band. And that was a critical hit, too. That's most unfortunate. And now I'm confused. No, that will not do, Janine. I don't know where you're coming from. I'm not really sure what to do. I think I'm actually going to switch out to Starmie. The reason being is that I have a feeling Weezing is going to use Toxic. And if that's the case, I know I can survive for one turn. And since Starmie is genderless as well, I can't be attracted, but I was incorrect. He went for Rollout instead. Let's hit it with the Surf and see if that does the trick. So it's not a Mewtwo sweep, but only because I was being a little too careful. Nevertheless, the results don't lie. And that is it for battle number 5. Also a fairly easy fight. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. Erika was a little bit trickier than I gave her credit for. But Janine was a pushover. Aren't you something? Where did you train? Well, I trained in Johto. In fact, I beat your father to get to where I am. So take that for what it's worth. With Janine defeated, now it's time to move on to battle number 6 against the SAFFRON Gym Leader Sabrina, the master of psychic Pokemon. Thankfully, I have a dark Pokemon prepared to take her down. Definitely one of the luxuries I could have used in Gen 1, because psychic types were overpowered as heck. I am Sabrina. I will foresee everything that you try to do. Good, then you'll foresee your own defeat. Well, maybe it might not be that simple, because even though psychic Pokemon are not as dominant as they once were, her Pokemon can still be quite a handful. Obviously, I'm going to lead off with Tyranitar, but as strange as it may sound, I'm going to bring Machamp with me too, because I need something to deal with those normal types. Last but not least, I think we're going to fight fire with fire and bring Mewtwo along for the ride.
This battle is against Sabrina of SAFFRON Gym. Will the challenger's Pokemon be sharp enough to avoid being baffled by her psychic Pokemon?
Before I comment on that, just take a look at how awesome the arena looks. I mean, the floor is transparent. If that isn't cool, I don't know what is. And she's leading off with her pride and joy, Alakazam. It's a psychic type, holding a King's Rock with the moves Psychic, Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, and Future Sight. Every single one of her Pokemon, with the exception of Furret, knows Psychic. So be prepared for some strong stab attacks, similar to Will, actually. And that was not quite enough to get rid of that Alakazam. But as you just saw, Alakazam used Future Sight, which is an attack that does nothing for a couple of turns and then hits you later on for Psychic type damage. And once again, can we thank the Lord that Tyranitar is part rock and not ground? Or should I say thank Arceus? That is it for Alakazam. And she is not taking that defeat lightly. Pokemon number 2 is going to be her Slowbro. Water Psychic type, holding a Paralyzed Cure Berry, Psychic, Surf, Fire Blast, Earthquake. Not a good matchup for Tyranitar at all. So it's time to bid a hasty retreat, and we're going to bring Mewtwo instead. Mewtwo's Thunderbolt should be enough to take down Slowbro, but that remains to be seen. Slowbro is a tank with a capital T, and it only got better in Gen 4 when it received Slack Off. Oh, there's the Future Sight. There is the future sight. That actually looked really cool, I have to say. Do I want to use Recover or Thunderbolt? I'll go for the Thunderbolt. Because Slowbro doesn't really have much it can do against me. And that was almost a one-hit KO. I have to say I'm impressed. So Slowbro is probably going to keep up its little surf marathon. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with another Thunderbolt. I could have used Recover just to be safe, but I want to get rid of this thing. It's easily one of her more annoying Pokemon. But then again, it's Slowbro. It's always annoying, no matter who uses it. Pokemon number 3, and it is Furret. Kind of strange as to why she would have this on her team of all things. I'm going to recover some HP first of all, but Furret is a normal type, holding a Miracle Berry with the moves Dig, Iron Tail, Quick Attack, and Dynamic Punch. It's packing some pretty strong moves, I have to say, but overall, it's not really much of a threat. And this is the only time I'm ever going to get the chance to send a Machamp against a Psychic Trainer. Just to be insulting to Sabrina, I'm going to use the very type of Pokemon that she is strongest against. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, thank you for missing. I would put Dynamic Punch on Machamp, but alas, this is not Gen 4, and we don't have No Guard. Come on, miss, miss, miss. Thank you! Thank you very much. By all means, keep using inaccurate attacks against me. Down, down, go, go, yes! That Furret is no more, and neither is Sabrina for that matter. Well, Sabrina proved to be pretty simple. I honestly thought I was going to have a little bit of trouble with her, given how much trouble she gave me in the first Stadium game. I am not embittered by this. I knew it was coming. So you knew it was coming. It was not an unforeseen circumstance. Well, take a look. We've defeated 6 of the Kanto Gym Leaders, and we have 2 more to defeat. And we are going to take them on in the next video. See you guys next time.